welcome to 21st Century Moses channel. My name is Sammy Zhu. Today is day 12 with a 70 days journey to the Bible. If you like this video and want to receive next videos, hit the burning bush button right here to subscribe. And hit the bell notifications so you won't miss a thing. For a better understanding of today's portion, please see the interactive study guide on the description below for the maximum result. Fill out your answers on a separate sheet as you watch this video. Now get your pen, paper, and most importantly, your Bible. Are you ready for the journey? Let's go! Today, we're starting the book of Joshua. Moses died in the wilderness, and God appointed Joshua as the next leader to lead people to the promised land. Interestingly, the name Joshua means God, Yahweh, is salvation, and the name Jesus is the same with Joshua. With this context, let's start with chapter 1. Chapter 1. God spoke to Joshua saying, "Be strong and courageous. Don't turn from the word and meditate on it, and you will be successful." Chapter 2. Rahab, the prostitute at Jericho, heard about what God was doing through Israel, and she began to have a fear of God. So she helped the 2 spies from Israel. The spies reported back to Joshua saying, "The Lord has surely given us all the land." Chapter 3. They took up the Ark of the Covenant, consecrated themselves before entering into the promised land, and stepped into the Jordan River. The Jordan River was divided just like the Red Sea was divided. They could cross the river. Chapter 4. They set 12 stones in the Jordan River to remember the miracles of crossing the river, that people would know the mighty hands of the Lord so that they would fear him. Chapter 5. After crossing the Jordan River, they were circumcised. God said, "I have rolled away the reproach of Egypt from you." They had the first fruits in the land, and there were no more manas from God. Chapter 6. Israelites walked around Jericho for 6 days. On the last day, they walked around 7 times, and they shouted at the end, and then the walls of Jericho collapsed. Only Rahab and her family were spared as it was promised. Chapter 7. Compared to Jericho, Ai was a much smaller city, so Israelites sent out a few soldiers to take over the city. However, it was a total failure because Achan sinned against God by stealing and deceiving. So they stoned Achan, and the anger of God was turned around. Chapter 8. With God's instruction, they defeated Ai. They set up the altar and worshipped God just as Moses ordered, and Joshua read all the words of the law. Chapter 9. Gibeonites sneaked into Israel by lying to Joshua and Israelites. Joshua made peace with them. 10. 5 kings of Ammon waged war against the Gibeonites, and Joshua attacked them. God fought for Israel. Joshua struck and defeated all the land. 11. Kings of the world confronted Israel with weapons and many horses, but God said, "Do not be afraid of them." Joshua did everything God commanded Moses to do. 12. Israel did not have a king, but they defeated so many kings in the land. God was their king. 13 through 17. Israel divided the land as the Lord had commanded Moses. Now, do you see Christ in today's passages? We see Joshua was a lot like Moses, receiving words from God and teaching his word to the people. But ultimately, Joshua was foreshadowing Jesus. Not only is the name the same, but Joshua fulfilled the task of conquering the promised land through defeating the nations as a military leader. Jesus fulfilled the promise of God, conquering the sin and death through his death and resurrection as the Messiah. Joshua included non-Israelites such as Rahab and Gibeonites. Jesus included Gentiles into the people of God through his blood. Joshua divided the land to the people of Israelites. Jesus gives the eternal inheritance to his people. So how should we live? We should not be afraid of spiritual warfare we are in. Jesus is our warrior who won the victory at the cross and empty tomb already. So with him, we can defeat Satan and his army. As people of Israelites were victorious under Joshua's godly leadership, let's win the battle trusting Jesus Christ. Now, what do you think? Share your own points of application with us. Did you finish filling out the blanks? Answer keys for today's session will be in the next video. The answers from the last videos are imitate Egypt, assembly, remember, rejoice, people, obey, covenant, Moses. Thank you so much for finishing watching this video. This is just a summary of the chapters, so please read the actual Bible and read chapters assigned for today. After you read today's portion, find the 70 days reading log in the description below and put your unique icon or emoji in the day 12 box. Also, if you have any questions, prayer requests, and thoughts to share after reading today's portion, feel free to leave your comments here. Thank you so much again, and see you tomorrow for the next 17 chapters.